Let's turn to our liturgy, see if we can knock this out. Let's maybe break this up into a few parts. Let me read through Jeremiah 31:31 in the English and in the Hebrew, and we'll just start there tonight. I'm not going to work through all of the other passages because this is going to be kind of a longer, drawn-out particular section. The request that I receive from people who watch my YouTube videos and follow along with the liturgy part is that I read the Hebrew and make reference to this phrase New Covenant and start to talk about how that this shows up in the Greek Septuagint. It's utilized by the writer of the book of Hebrews in the Greek as well. Would I read this and comment on it? And so I said, yeah, let's do that. So we're not going to get through all the Greek tonight. I think I'll just start with the Hebrew. Jeremiah 31:31, as you can see on my screen, this is pulled from BibleHub.com's tool. And this is the true interlinear where we've got Hebrew, and then right underneath it we've got some English. And if we read the red part, the English, the wooden version, the kind of word for word, that's what I mean by wooden, we would read these words. Behold, the days are coming, says Yahweh, and when I will make with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah a covenant new. So some of the words aren't in the same order that we're used to seeing, but I left them in that order just because that's the order that's showing up on the page right now. We can instantly see which Hebrew word corresponds with which English word. Let me read the Hebrew for you real quick, and then we'll just highlight some of the Hebrew for us. The Hebrew, reading from right to left, starting right there, the Hebrew says, Hine yamim ba'im Ne'um Adonai, v'harati et Beit Yisrael, v'et Beit Yehuda, Brit Chadasha. So the words that we want to highlight, let's just blow them up real quick for you. The words I want to highlight for you are these last two words on the screen. New covenant, or in the same order, it's covenant new. So we have the word Brit right there, Strong's number 1285, is the word for covenant. And then the word Chadasha is Strong's number 2319, is the word new. And most of us are familiar with what a covenant is, but many of us aren't familiar with the nuance behind this Hebrew word new. So let's look at that real quick. Let's click on Strong's number 2319. If we click that, what we would end up with is this particular section. So if I highlight that part right there, Strong Concordance, Chadasha, is rooted in the word Chadash. The original root word Chadash is an adjective, and it's transliterated as Chadash, and the definition is simply new. But if we scroll down into the exhaustive concordance, we can see some more details. It's from the word Chadash, new, which gets translated as new or new thing or new things or something new. But we can also see as we keep scrolling into the Brown, Driver, and Briggs Gesenius lexicon this information for us. This particular adjective, just park it there, this particular adjective new, or in it's feminine, the Chadasha or something like that. We can see in definition A, we can use this of new things like new king. So in Deuteronomy, we have some references throughout the Tanakh, through Old Testament, the Torah proper, Song of Praise in the book of Psalms, this shows up. We can compare some references in Isaiah and things like that. Without getting too technical, because there's a lot of information there that probably going to go over most of our heads. The point that I really want to highlight is maybe in the B section of this lexicon. Very rarely predicate of compassions, of someone's compassions. They are new every morning, of God's compassions, new every morning. New, my glory shall be fresh with me. See, this is new. So we've got this adjective, chadash or chadasha, can be fresh or new or something like that. Notice it doesn't say anything here about renew per se. So you hear some people talk about how that this is a renewed thing, a new or renewed, new in quality versus new in quantity. in this particular juncture, it doesn't always talk about that. It doesn't give us that clean-cut distinction between something that's brand new versus something that's simply been refurbished. However, the point I want to highlight, and then I'll close down this particular part of my liturgy, just for now, this is just to kind of whet your appetite. We're not even going to look at the Greek tonight. That'll be next week. Is that when we talk about this root word chadash, it's the same origin word that gives rise to what we say new moon. If I'm correct, chodesh, as in Rosh Chodesh, head of the month. Chodesh is rooted in the same word for chadash, the same root word that we're talking about right now, Strong's number 2319. I'll have to look it up to make sure. But if that's the case, when we're talking about new moon, it's not really a brand new moon that we see every month, is it? Is it? No, it's not. It's the same moon that we saw last month. It's simply new to us in its cycle, because it's come back around 30 days later to be a full moon or a new moon again. So when we say Rosh Chodesh as a new moon, or new month is how we translate it basically, we're really talking about a brand new month, but we're talking about a recycled moon. So understand the kind of the overlap between and use of this word Chadash. Is it a new moon or is it really a renewed moon? You know what I'm saying? So we can say, is this a new covenant that God's making with Israel in Jeremiah 31:31, or is it a renewal of an existing covenant just brought to a new perspective because of the Holy Spirit's presence? That's where we're going to talk about our discussion as we begin to draw this particular liturgy part out, but we won't do it this week.